If you want to make your serve go from this to this, then this is going to be the video for you. Hey everyone, my name's Pickleball with Tyler and I'm with Universal Rackets, and in this video we're going to teach you how to get power on your pickleball serve. Once again, if you stay tuned for this whole video, we're going to be going over tons of tips and tons of tricks for you to get instant power on your pickleball serve. Regardless of what playing level you are, once you are done this video, you're going to instantly get 5 to 10 more miles per hour on your pickleball serve, and you're going to win more pickleball points. You are going to make your serve a weapon. There's a ton of mental, swing path, and body tips that we are going to teach you in this video. So make sure to buckle your seatbelts and stay tuned, because this is going to be an amazing session. Let's go. Now, the number one thing that you have to do if you want power on your pickleball serve is you have to let the paddle work for you and not work for the paddle. Once again, if you guys watch my videos, my favorite quote in pickleball is, in pickleball, to gain control, you have to give up control. The more you let the paddle work for you and the less you work for the paddle, the better it's going to be. The only way that you can hit a serve that's in, if you hold the paddle tight, is slow. Once again, if you grip the paddle tight, it is not going to be right. If you hold the paddle super tight, the only way that you can hit the ball in is by hitting the ball slow, because by hitting the ball slow, gravity is going to do the work and bring the ball in. If you are going to hit power on your pickleball serve or spin or any type of really good pickleball serve, you have to hold the paddle loose. Now, if you struggle with holding the paddle loose, I want you to think scale of 10, 1 to 10, 10 being super tight, 1 or 0 being dropping the paddle. You want to be about a 1.5 or 2. The looser you are, the more powerful and more spin you will have on your pickleball serve. Now, the two best drills to work with if you have a death grip on your pickleball paddle is, number one, you're going to squeeze your wrist with your non-dominant hand. Now, you're not going to be able to hit the ball in the air, but all you're going to do is hit a couple forehands or serves. You can do bounce serves. You're going to squeeze your wrist and you're going to hit your serve. Again, I'm going to squeeze my wrist and hit my serve. By squeezing my wrist, it's going to allow me to loosen up on the paddle, and it's going to give me that feeling. The second thing that you can do is you are going to grip your paddle with your index finger and your thumb, not your whole hand. By gripping your paddle with your index finger and your thumb and not your whole hand, that's once again going to teach you the feeling of holding the paddle loose. What you are going to learn is the more you let go and the more you just let it be, the better, more power, more control, and more spin that you are going to get on your pickleball serve. Now, believe it or not, before I chose to pursue pickleball, I went to school for finance and risk management. I did a lot of math, and I want you to think about one simple math equation if you want more power on your pickleball serve. Rotation plus acceleration equals power. Once again, if we can get you, regardless of what level, while holding the paddle loose, if you can rotate more and if you can accelerate more, you will get more power on your pickleball serve. Now, the first thing that we're going to go over is our body. Then once we go over everything with our body, then we're going to go over our swing path and our paddle positioning, and then tons of more tips that's going to give you instant power. And that is why we have this angle. I want you to think your hips don't lie. Once again, Shakira, Shakira, your hips don't lie. By utilizing your hips in the proper way, you are going to be able to rotate, and in return, you're going to be able to accelerate and get more power. I want you to think, prior to your serve, you want your body to be sideways, and after you serve, you want your body to be facing forward. Once again, when you serve, prior to your serve, your hips are going to be facing sideways. Then after you serve, your bodies and your hips are going to be facing forward. You're here, and then you're here. You're here, and then you're here. I am rotating and turning my hips while I hit. Now, if you're hitting an open stance, and we're going to be going over both the closed and open stance serve, is you're going to be really rotating. Your hips are still going to be slightly turned, but you're going to be rotating your upper body, and then you're going to be facing your upper body towards your target after you hit. So let's get into it. Let's demonstrate you step by step on these exact 2 pickleball serves on the rotation tip for you to get more power. Let's go. So I am holding the paddle loose. Remember, I'm letting the paddle work for me, and I'm not working for my paddle. The rotation is what's going to get myself that power. So when I start out from my closed stance serve, I'm here. And then when I finish, look, my hips are facing forward. Now, many of you pickleball players, you guys already do this. You already do this, but you don't think about it. And by thinking about it or exaggerating it, it's going to get you that instant power. So again, I'm going to be sideways prior to contact. And then when I finish, I'm going to turn my hips forward and then let my paddle go. Notice, my hips go first, then my paddle. It's not my paddle first and then my hips. So my body's going to be sideways, I'm going to be sideways, and then when I finish again, my hips are going to be facing forward. Body sideways, hips forward. Hips sideways, hips forward. By getting into that rotation, that is going to get you power. Now, a great hack to work on this hip tip is one thing, and this is going to accelerate your hips and it's going to accelerate your paddle and you're going to get more power. I want you to notice my back toe. Watch what I do with my back toe while I hit. Here we are. So I'm sideways and focus on my back foot. Don't watch anything else. Watch my back foot. I'm going to be sideways, and then when I finish, here we are. Let's do one more. I'm sideways, and then when I finish, look at what my back toe is doing. It's pivoting my back toe, aka squashing the bug. If you can squash the bug and pivot your back toe, that's going to automatically rotate your hips forward. So again, think that your body is sideways, and all you're going to do is pivot your hips or pivot your toe and face your hips forward. Once you're done, I want you to pretend that two lasers are shining out the side of your hips, or pretend you have a thing here and a thing here. You're here, and then when you finish, you're here. You want to be able to continue to walk where you want to hit. So look, if I'm serving and I'm not getting a lot of power, right? If I don't use my hips and I walked directly where my hips were facing, look, I would walk into the side gate. However, if I do it properly and I serve and my hips are facing forward, I would walk directly towards where I want to hit. Now, this is going to get me more power, but also this is going to get me consistency and allow myself to place my serve wherever I want. And when we're doing open stance, I want you to watch again. I'm going to have my chest face to the side, and then when I finish, I'm going to have my chest and hips facing forward. I'm going to coil my body. I want you to think of yourself like a sponge if you're doing open stance. You're twisting the sponge and then you're releasing the sponge. It's going to go back into its original form. Once again, you're twisting the sponge and then you're releasing the sponge. So you're going to twist your sponge. You're going to coil your body. You're going to feel that tension in your obliques. And then when you finish, you're going to uncoil facing forward. Again, I'm going to coil, feel it really tight into my body. And then I'm going to uncoil and rotate forward. And that is how I'm going to get power. Now, another thing that you could do to get instant power is, instead of thinking body sideways, body forward, you're going to think load on the back leg and explode forward. Once again, remember, when I'm giving you all these tips, it's not one size fits all. Different tips work for different people. One tip might do wonders for Nancy and she'll be amazing, but Karen absolutely hates that tip. But another tip is going to work for Karen. I want you to try every single one of these tips and give it multiple tries and find which tips work for you. And I assure you, if you try all the tips, 85% of those tips are going to work, and they're going to completely instantly change your game, and you're going to get more pickleball power. Now, for the front and back, I want you to think that you are loading on your back foot and exploding forward. Now, there are multiple ways to skin a cat, and you can do this different ways. Some players like to do loading on the back leg. They'll start, and then when they finish, they'll explode forward. Other players like to start on the front leg, load on the back leg, rock back on the back leg, and then go forward. Either way, try them. See which one works for you. But again, remember, you can either load on your back leg and then explode forward, or start on your front foot, rock back and load, and then explode forward. I personally, if I'm hitting a closed stance serve, I like to start on my back leg and just go forward. It makes it more simpler, but maybe some people, they prefer to get in a rhythm. So start on the front, load on the back, and then explode forward. Notice all of this power is coming from the ground up. It is coming from my weight transfer. It is not coming from my swing. Remember, and that's why we started this video out with, you need to let the paddle work for you and not work for the paddle. A lot of players picking up the game of pickleball and they don't understand body mechanics. All they're doing is they're thinking, oh, I want to hit a powerful serve. Okay, I'm going to grip it super tight. Oh man, I can't hit it in. I can't hit the ball in. I'm not good enough. I'm not skilled enough. I didn't play tennis for 15 years prior, right? No, but, and then they stop. And then what they do is just go here because they're afraid to go for their serves. Little do they know, and hopefully after this video, all of them, if you share it with them, right, they're going to know that now, okay, I got to either coil my body or load and explode and hold the paddle loose. And that's how I'm going to hit. I'm going to have effortless power. It's going to look effortless. Have you ever watched a PPA, Pickleball Pros, a high-level Pickleball Pro? It looks like they're not trying. They're getting so much power and spin on their shots, but it kind of looks like they're doing it with ease. And the reason why is because they have the proper body mechanics, and that's what we're teaching you now. So once again, you can think that you're loading and exploding. All your weight's going on your back foot, and then you're exploding forward, or you can start on the front, rock back, and then finish forward. Now, those are the two ways to hit if you're hitting a closed stance serve. Now, if you're hitting an open stance serve, and this is what I like to do for my game personally, is you're going to think that you're really loading on your outside leg, and then you're exploding forward. You're pushing down into the ground on your outside leg, and then you're pushing up off the ground on your outside leg. And we're going to teach you, and I have to use the tip that we're going to go over after we give you all the power tips, how to contain the power tips. We're going to get that later in the video, but I got to keep my body down and forward. But I was trying to exaggerate my leg. Again, if you're hitting open stance, really think that you're loading in that leg. You're pushing all your weight in the ground to the point that you can take your non-dominant leg off, and you're pushing in and you're pushing off. This is what's giving you the power on that open stance serve. Now, if you can coil your body and push in your leg, now you're able to get maximum power. Let's keep your body down and forward. Again, we're going to go over that later. Down and forward, and that's that power. Now, if you're doing the closed stance, if you can think that you're going to load and rotate and explode, that's how you're going to get power. It's not from a big swing. Try both. Try open stance, try open stance, try closed stance, try loading and exploding, try rotating, try putting them together and see what works for you. Now, we did rotation, we did getting into our legs. Now it is time to finish the momentum phase of your pickleball serve. And that is, you want to get your momentum wherever you want the ball to go. Again, once you're done, you want to make sure you get your momentum where you want the ball to go. Not only do you want to hit and get your momentum into your shot, but you want your momentum to follow the shot. Now, this is a big thing. Many players go wrong and they can't hit a hard, powerful pickleball serve because they serve and then they pull up like they're landing an airplane. And what I mean by that is that they're going to serve and then they're just going to pull their body up. If you hit hard and you pull your body up, and this is why I was missing prior, is what? The ball's going to go long. What you need to do is you need to make sure your body goes down and forward. Once again, if you want to hit a good, powerful pickleball serve, after you finish, you want your body down and towards your target. I want you to think that you're tackling somebody. Anytime that you make contact, if you're throwing a punch, if you're tackling someone, whatever, you want to be going into your target. You don't want to be pulling up or to the side. Players, they don't even go into their target. Again, they serve and they pull their body up, or they serve and they're off balance. After you serve, watch where my body is going to be. This is step 1A, and then we're going to go over step 1B. I want my body down and forward. Notice I'm not up, I'm not facing super down, but I'm going into my target. If I had a laser shining from my chest, the laser would be rolling downward to the point that you could like roll a pencil down it. Again, you want your legs or your body to be going forward into the court every single time. Forward into the court. Even if you're hitting open stance, same exact thing. You want your body going forward into the court. Now, a great way to get your body down and into the court is to drop your center of gravity. If you're standing super straight with your legs locked, it's going to be really easily to fall out of balance. If you're standing with your legs down, if you're 6 feet tall, be 5 feet. If you're 5 feet, be 4 feet. If you can drop your center of gravity and really get into your legs, that's not also going to help you load and explode, but it's also going to help you stay balanced and controlled. So you want to make sure, again, you drop your center of gravity and you get low so you can hit that powerful pickleball serve. Now, the next thing that we're going to go over, and this is a big thing, and we're going to say it before we talk about it, is you have to make sure you get back for your third shot drop. We are teaching you a tactic. Yes, clearly you have to get back for the next shot. You can't hit the ball in the air. But what I want you to think is after you hit, you want your body to be forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of cones out in front, and I want to make sure my body finishes past those cones. So again, when I hit, I'm going to hit, and after I hit, my momentum's going to continue forward. If I'm doing my open stance serve, after I hit, my momentum's going to continue forward. What do I have to do? I have to get my body down. So after I hit again, I'm gonna hit and get my momentum forward. Now clearly, after you hit, what do you have to do? Now, number one, if you hit a really fast serve, you might get a short reply and then you can just move up. But if you're playing a really good returner and you know that they beam every ball, maybe you're not going to do this. Maybe you're going to start with your serve further back if you're getting into the court. So now you can be here rather than up here. Or what you can do is you can serve, go in, and then recover back and be ready for your third shot. So if you can think that you're rotating your body, getting into your legs, getting your body down, and then your momentum to follow your serve in the direction where you want to go, now that is instant power on your pickleball serve. Now we went all over our body. Now let's get into our timing and our swing. Now when you're hitting your serve, you want to make sure that you get into a rhythm. I want you to think drop and swing, drop and swing. The first thing that you have to do is, soon as you drop the ball, you have to accelerate. I want you to think, when you drop the ball, it's like pressing the button in the grab claw. Once you press the button, there's nothing to do to stop that grab claw from going down. Another way that you could think of it is like pulling the trigger on a gun. As soon as you pull the trigger, nothing is going to stop that gun. You are never going to get power, or you are going to lack power if you hesitate when you swing. As soon as you drop the ball, you need to swing forward. So you want to think drop and fire. Again, 1 and 2. In pickleball, to gain control, you have to give up control, right? 1 and 2. The moment that you drop, the moment that you let it go. A great drill to do is go out and hit about 10, 20 balls that you just don't give a blank about. And what I mean by that is you need to go out and hit some balls and just not care where they're going and try to hit them as hard as possible. Just work on specifically, as soon as you drop, then you're going to hit. The number one way to learn that and get acquainted to that is by saying it out loud. If you can say it out loud, you are going to teach your muscle memory and it's going to register it. So you want to make sure you drop and hit, drop and hit, and just do tons of balls. Notice, as soon as I drop, I'm letting my paddle go. I'm not slowing it down. I'm dropping and firing. I'm dropping, I'm firing. I'm dropping, I'm firing. And it's going to give myself confidence where I can hit the ball hard. I'm going to recognize that so I can use it in an actual match. Now, the next thing that you can do for rhythm or momentum is you want to create a backswing. One of the best videos that I saw was from Annalie Wooders, and she went over her pickleball backswing. She said, I like to use pickleball backswing because you get more momentum. A lot of players, they sacrifice power because they lack a backswing. Now, if you're a beginner picking up the game of pickleball, you probably don't want a backswing, and we don't teach backswing when we're teaching beginners. I did a whole serve video, like a super consistent serve, easy to pick up serve. If you're serving and we're teaching you at Universal Rackets, your paddle's back and you're just swinging forward. Your paddle's back and you're swinging forward. You're not going to get a ton of momentum, no, but the more backswing and more things that you have in the serve, the more things can go wrong. So we try to keep it consistent and concise. If you want more power on your serve, instead of just starting straight back, you're going to start forward and then go back. I'm going to start with my paddle. Open stance or closed stance. I'm starting with my paddle up. I'm bringing it back up high. Then I'm dropping my paddle downward, and then I'm swinging through. I'm going to change the camera over here so you can really see this C that I'm going to make, and no pun intended. Let's go. So you're going to start here. You're going to take your paddle back up. Then you're going to drop your paddle down, and then you're going to swing forward. You are literally making a C with a check mark. Top of the C, dropping the paddle down and swinging forward. You're going to drop the ball while you take your paddle back. The big thing is a lot of players, they drop the ball and they try to take their paddle back. You're not going to have enough time. You want to drop and take your paddle back. A great drill to do is think that you're doing a dance or a TikTok dance and you're just going to be here. As soon as you feel yourself take the paddle back, that's when you're going to drop. Same thing for open stance. As soon as I feel me take the paddle back, that's when I'm going to drop and pull the trigger. So paddle back, I'm gonna be here. If I'm doing close stance, I'm gonna be here. Paddle back, here, drop, forward. Now I have momentum into my swing. Normally, I'm serving, I don't have power, I want more power because my paddle's already back and I don't have momentum and I'm able to go. Now, as you do it over and over again, and as you get some reps, you can really make it fluid, and that's how you're going to get more instant power on your pickleball serve. Now, in my opinion, the last way to learn this, if you don't come from prior racket sports, this might be foreign, is to just break it into steps. 1, 2, 3. 1 is taking the paddle back, 2 is dropping the paddle, and 3 is swinging forward. And just go over step by step and break it down until you feel comfortable. First, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1 is the take back, 2 is the drop, and the drop with the ball. So 1, 2, 3. Now it's going to be hard to separate 2 and 3 because 2 is when you drop the ball, but you are going to break it down. Then, after you do that, then maybe you'll do 1, 2, 3. And then once you get that, you're going to put it all together and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that is the proper swing path that you are going to use. So if you can use the proper swing path, that is going to give you momentum into your shot. Now, remember, in pickleball, to gain control, you have to give up control. The next thing that you have to do is fully follow through. A lot of players go wrong and they sacrifice 5 to 10 miles per hour on their pickleball serve because they serve and they stop. Now, if you're trying to hit hard and you do all this stuff that we're going over, if you stop your contact, the ball's going to go long every single time. And again, the only way that you're going to be able to hit the ball in is if you slow the ball down and you don't hit power. You need to make sure once you're done, you fully follow through. Once again, once I'm done, watch. Boom. Ah, come on, that was a little bit out. One more. Here we are. Look where my follow through is. Once I'm done, it is so hot. Once I am done, look where my follow through is. It is pointing, to, my elbows pointing forward and my paddles all the way backward to the point my butt cap is pointing towards my target. You need to make sure that you fully follow through over your shoulder. Think, when you do this follow through, you're not forcing your paddle to get there. You are letting your paddle get there as a result. Once again, when you follow through, you're not forcing your paddle to get there. You're letting your paddle get there as a result. So once you're done, again, once you're done, you finish all the way over your shoulder to the point that you can touch the paddle on your back of your back. This is not going to be a good follow through. You have to let the paddle fully go, and again, you have to let it happen as a result. So regardless if you're hitting open or closed stance, fully follow through to the point that you touch the back of your back with the paddle, and that is how you're going to get power. So we worked on the momentum, our rotation, the follow through, holding the paddle loose. Now it's time for some accessories that we're going to put on this so you have a powerful, consistent pickleball serve. Now, the one thing that you have to do is you have to make sure that your paddle is tilted downward. A lot of players have a continental grip or their paddle's upward and the ball is going to go up. Wherever the face of your paddle is pointing, the ball is going to go. So if the face of your paddle is pointing upward, when you swing, the ball is going to go upward. You need to tilt your paddle downward. Think, we're giving you so much more power on your serve, now you have to get control. The more power you put on your serve, the more control is needed for you to hit a good one. Does that make sense? So when you finish, you need to make sure prior to contact, your paddle's tilted downwards. Don't open it, tilt it downwards. That's also going to get you topspin. And then when you finish, you need to make sure, again, your body is down and forward. If your paddle face is open or your body is pointing up, that is going to be bad. So you need to make sure your paddle's tilted downward, and again, your body is facing forward. The next thing that you need to do is accelerate or exhale. By exhaling, that's going to help you. I'm telling you, you might think this is funny. These people are like racing lawnmowers. It's kind of funny right now. I see them like it's the same one and they're going around and around. Like it's like Mario Kart. So getting back to it though, when we're doing it, you want to make sure that you inhale on the take back and exhale on the follow through. That is going to give you power as well. If you can inhale and exhale on the take back and exhale on the follow through, that's going to help you. Inhale, exhale forward. That will give you power as well. So if you can think about keeping the paddle tilted downward, inhaling and exhaling, that's going to do a ton. And the last thing you need to make sure you keep your head down. A lot of players pick their head up because they want to see where the ball is going. You need to inhale, exhale forward. You need to keep your head down, forward. You need to flick your wrist. Another great thing, and this is a little bit technical, but that's okay. We're giving you tons of tips and tricks. One size does not fit all. So you want to make sure your butt cap goes first. It's rotation. Sorry, it's take back, drop, contact. Notice my wrist goes first and then my fingers follow. My wrist leads and then my fingers follow. A lot of people like to call this wrist lag. Another great way is you want to think that you're going to prolong, that you're keeping the butt cap as forward possible, and then you're going to follow through. So when you swing, you're going to keep your butt cap as forward as possible, and then you're going to follow through. That's going to help the paddle lead first. By going with my butt cap, what's going to happen is when I swing, look, my paddle's going to go out. By pointing the butt cap forward again, it's going to help lag the tip of my paddle, and then when I swing, it's going to go outward. Think I'm, again, swinging. I'm not turning my wrist. I'm leading with my butt cap forward, and then I'm flicking my fingers forward. The next thing, again, is flicking the fingers forward. I want you to think when you swing, you're making contact, and then to the point that the tip of your paddle is pointing to your target, or your fingers are pointing towards your target. You're going here, tip of the paddle, or fingers towards your target. Again, I'm pointing my tip of the paddle forward, or I'm pointing my fingers forward. The next thing that you have to do to get the serve powerful is not be afraid to miss. Notice when I'm going for all these serves, you are not afraid to miss. And how do we get less afraid and less nervous to miss? We execute them in practice over and over and over again so it becomes comfortable. You're never going to hit a powerful serve if you hit slow all the time match play, and all of a sudden you decide, oh, you know, I'm going to hit a powerful serve. I watched Tyler's video. You're going to apply this on the practice court. So then you're going to get your tolerance threshold. You're going to be comfortable with a certain speed of serve by doing tons and tons and tons of repetition. The next thing that we're going to go over, and maybe the last thing, is you want to swing out forward. There are two things that you need to do to get the ball over the net. Number one is swing up to lift it up over the net. Number two is to swing forward and hit the ball, make sure the ball covers distance. When you want to hit a good serve, if you want to hit a deep serve or a lob serve, you're going to swing more upward. If you want to hit a more powerful, effective serve, you're going to swing more outward. The more out and forward you can swing, the better and more power you are going to get. I want you to think, instead of just hitting through one ball, this is going to help you hit through three balls. Once again, I'm making contact, if I don't step on it, contact at the first cone, but instead of just making contact and pulling upward like a normal serve, I'm going to make contact at the first cone, hit through a second cone, third cone, and then go for it. Again, I'm swinging out forward and then upward. I got to get a little bit more under that one. Again, I need to swing out forward and then upward. I need to keep my body down. There we are, and that's a good serve. So think again, you're hitting through 1, 2, 3. The more outward you can swing, the more power you are going to get. Once again, realize the more power you hit, the more higher of a chance that you're going to have of missing it, but that's okay. You're going to practice over and over again. Use these tips, use your rotation, use your acceleration. Make sure you let that paddle go. Keep your head down, keep your body down, tilt your paddle downward, get your body, your hips don't lie, your momentum following forward. If there's anything else that I mentioned, click back, rewatch it, and you will get instant pickleball power on your pickleball serve. If you did not get instant power, if you go out and hit the courts tonight, tomorrow, whenever you're going to play again and use these tips and you didn't, please let me know. I will spend 2 minutes and write a detailed apology. Now, before I pass out, we're going to end this video. I hope you guys had a good one. This video is dedicated to my grandfather. Once again, this video is dedicated to my grandfather, Charles. My grandfather was basically my father in my life. He was the only father figure in my life. He made me become the man who I am today. He's the only reason why Universal Rackets exists. He's the only reason why Pickleball with Tyler exists. He's the only reason why tennis with Tyler exists. And he is the only reason why I exist. He gave myself, a 16 person who ran away from their house. He said, Tyler, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to put you in college. I'm going to teach you how to be a gentleman and a successful person. I love you, Grandpa Charles. I don't know why I feel like this is necessary, because he might never see this video, but he was the #1 man in my life, and he was the only father figure I've ever had in my life. So I love him so much, and I'm so grateful for every single thing that he's ever done for me in his life. In my whole life, there was really no one that believed in me in my immediate family, and I'm not going to throw anything down, but there are two people that really believed in me, and that was #1, my grandma, and #2, my grandpa. And if they weren't there, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be making this content. He gave me a chance. He gave me an opportunity in my life. And it's been really hard to be without him. It still kind of blows my mind that he's not here anymore. But shout out to Grandpa. If you are watching this in heaven or wherever you are, I love you so much. And I'll see you one day. And it's my goal to keep on being the amazing grandson that you've wanted me to be. And I will watch over Grandma, and I'll watch over my brother. And hopefully we're going to grow Universal Rackets into the largest pickleball and tennis provider, maybe Padel soon, the #1 racket community provider online and offline in the world. And that's my dream. And again, I'm so glad that you gave me a chance for me to go after my dreams. You're the best. Shout out to everyone. Again, if you don't want your pickleball partners to get better, don't share this. If you don't want your partners who you're playing to get better and get more instant power without taking thousands of dollars worth of lessons or tons of YouTube videos and watching, guess what? You're going to send them this video. If you're playing them and you don't want to hit powerful serves, don't send them this video because they're going to get instant serve power. The best way to support this channel is to make sure that you share this to your pickleball friends. It's better than subscribing, better than liking, it's better than tips. If you enjoy this video and you want to support this channel, please share this to everyone that you know. Have a good one, happy hitting, shout out to Grandpa, and I will see you guys next time on court.